Hey everybody, welcome back to a new video. My name is Maya. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'll put my shirt back on. So right now I'm working on a painting from my sister and brother-in-law for their house. I love painting, which is probably something that I will mention later on in this video as well. It being a new year, I just have made it a goal to paint more and just give in to my creative passions more this year, so I'm very excited. Usually when I say I'm gonna do something, I do it and I go for it, and so I'm really excited to see what will come about this year from that. Yeah, so this is for them. I am painting a scene from my hometown, from our hometown, and it's just the sky with 3 palm trees in the evening, so like a little bit right around sunset time. This video is going to be a little bit of a get to know me, which was requested from one of my, I think it was like from a subscriber. Someone commented on my video asking for a get to know me video, so I am doing that today. I'm gonna just be painting and chatting with you, so let's get into it. So our first question today is kind of just getting basics out of the way. Where are you from? I am from a beach town in Southern California, so I am a full-on beach girl at heart. Right now I'm living in the Midwest and I feel like a total beached mermaid. I definitely consider myself a mermaid, part forest fairy. That's what I always say, because I love plants, I love greenery, I just love being in nature in general. My house has a lot of plants in it, and thankfully I can usually keep houseplants alive. So that's a skill. Not everybody can do that. So yeah, I am from coastal Southern California. I have lived there the majority of my life, but I have also lived a fair amount of other places. I lived in Idaho for a few years. I lived in Ohio for a few years. I lived in North Carolina for almost a year, and now we're in South Dakota. So definitely have experienced different places. There's been a lot of that, a lot of living in California, which is where I was born, and then moving away and coming back. My heart yearns to be home, but I do take this as an adventure and I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for this time, and that doesn't mean that I'm not working hard to be able to move back home, but I'm very grateful for this time and just everything that I've got to experience with my husband, living in different places. The next question is, how many languages do you speak? So I speak English, clearly, and I also speak a bit of Spanish. I love Spanish. I have been taking classes here and there since high school. Like for my language requirement in high school, I did take Spanish, and I think it's a beautiful language. My husband's also Mexican, and so he speaks Spanish fluently, and his family speaks it. So it's not only do I love the language, but it's important to me to learn it, which is another goal that I have this year, because I have been, in my opinion, too lackadaisical on learning it fluently, because I can have a solid child, like young child level conversation in Spanish, but I really want to be fluent. Like, that is my dream, that is my goal. I can't promise that I will become fluent by the end of the year, but it is another one of my goals this year, is to take it more seriously, learning it more seriously. So that is my hope and goal, is to learn Spanish. And then another one that I've wanted to learn most of my life is Italian. So maybe after I learn Spanish, I will learn Italian, because Italian is one of the love languages. So once you learn one of those, it's easier to learn another. Next question is, how many tattoos do you have? I have 3 tattoos. One is on my ankle. It says, in my husband's handwriting, El amor de mi vida, which means the love of my life. Before we exchanged I love yous for the first time, we were driving in the car, and he was driving, and he looked over at me at a stoplight, and he just said, El amor de mi vida. And I thought that was like so sweet. Like, he had so much love in his eyes, and although he hadn't told me he loved me yet, he just like looked over at me and told me like basically that I was the love of his life. And I thought that was so beautiful. So for our first wedding anniversary, we got El amor de mi vida tattooed in each other's handwriting. So I have it in his handwriting and he has it in mine. The other tattoo that I have is right here. It is a butterfly. I love it. I think it's super pretty, and it has like a deeper meaning to it. Like, on top of me thinking it's really pretty, which is like the main reason why I got it, to me it also like embodies metamorphosis and growth, and just like the beauty of growth. Yeah, that's kind of what it means to me. The other one is right here. It says Del Mar, which means of the sea or of the ocean, and to me it's kind of just like a reminder of where I'm from. It's also the name of the main street in the city that I'm from, so it's just very special to me. I do want more tattoos, but I have trouble figuring out what exactly I want and where. So like, if there's something I know that I want, I have trouble figuring out where I want it. And then if I'm like, oh, a tattoo would be so cute there, I just don't know what to get. Because I think like part of that is I want to, if it's important to me, I want it to be visible. But then again, I'm just like, that would be cute there. It's a dilemma. I don't want to be all tatted, I don't think. I go back and forth. Sometimes I'm like, girl, I want to be tatted. I want to be blasted. I want to like leg sleeve or whatever. But then I'm like, that's not really me. And I think I would not be pleased with that later on. So yeah, that's a bit of a dilemma, but I take it slowly enough to know that like I won't end up regretting the ones that I do get, because I'm not just gonna like go on a bender and get like a ton of tattoos. They're definitely gonna be well thought out. So that's that on tattoos. Oh, also be careful. When I do get tattoos, I make sure that the artists have and use a plant-based ink. Other inks can be really high in heavy metals. So, I mean, you don't have to take my advice, but if you would like to, when you get tattoos, just make sure that they have like a plant-based, as non-toxic as possible ink. I mean, anytime you get tattoos, I'm sure it's not like the healthiest thing, and your body's probably gonna have to detox from it a bit. But I get the desire, I definitely get it, and sometimes you just gotta like figure out what's important to you. And if you really want tattoos, like, I say go for it, but just be smart about it. Take your time, figure out what you want and where you want it, and just make sure you're not poisoning yourself when you get it. The next question is, how long have you and your husband been together? We've been together almost 9 years. February will mark 9 years and 5 years married. We got married on our dating anniversary. So I think I'll probably do a different video kind of telling our story more and going into our relationship a bit more but that answers that question. We've been together for almost 9 years, which is insane. We've been married almost 5. I got married when I was 21, and I feel so grateful because I wanted to get married young, but I didn't want to settle. I didn't want to be like, I wouldn't have done it if I was settling. And God just knew my heart, and he presented me with my husband, and I just feel very blessed because he is my absolute best friend. He's like the hottest guy in the world. Like, he takes care of me so beautifully, and I just feel like it's such a gift and like such a reward from God. So those of you who, I know it's easy to think of marriage in a certain way, and I understand because I did want to be married, but it's concerning because a lot of people out there, and this goes for like guys and girls, there's a lot of scary people, not just like surface level scary, but like you get to know someone, you're together for a long time, and their true colors show. And it's really scary because you don't necessarily know that. My husband and I did date for 4 years before we got married, so I feel like we really did kind of know for the most part what we were getting into. But even still, with that being the case, like the first year of marriage it's different, it's interesting, and it can be hard, and it's something that can be like super rewarding if both people care enough to put their everything into it. But then again, most of the time, like between me and my husband, we're like the best, like the absolute best friends. Like, he's my best friend, and I don't say that like jokingly or like, oh, like he's your best friend. Like, no, he's like literally my best friend. And I just can't imagine if I had met him. Next, you guys want to know if I have been to college. I do have my bachelor's degree. I went to Arizona State University online, actually, because we were moving around a lot. I did work my way through the program. So I worked at Starbucks, and went through their Starbucks College Achievement Plan, and it was amazing. I'm so grateful for that opportunity because otherwise I would not have gone to college. But that being said, I didn't really see college as a necessity in my life, and I don't see it as a necessity in life. Literally no judgment from me if you haven't been to college, because I think that you can achieve so much whether or not you go to college. I think college it definitely has its place and its purpose, but it's not the end all be all. I think that should be acknowledged. I actually was a cosmetologist first. I went to cosmetology school, and my mom and my sister and I owned a salon, and unfortunately when COVID hit, our salon was only just barely 2 years old, and what we had worked so hard for was unable to stay open, and we lost our business. And that prompted me, like, I was just praying a lot, trying to figure out what was next for me. That was a really hard time. Like, as you get to know me, you'll find out that like I have trouble not doing something. Like, I'm not a workaholic, and I really, really value balance and crave balance, and like I can like spin out of whack pretty quickly if I'm not getting any balance in my life. But I'm still very motivated, and I am a self-starter. Like, that's very important to me, is just to not be idle too long. And not being idle can also include like taking care of your home, and doing things that you're passionate about, like painting. For me, like, it's nice to be able to do this because I'm passionate about it, and I feel like I'm not just sitting on my ass like scrolling. Sorry, my heater just came on, so hopefully you can still hear me fine. And you know, gelling out, scrolling, like watching TV, like it has its place for sure. But I know that there's more to me being a well-rounded person than just letting laziness get the better of me. And so yeah, I feel really weird when I don't have a set direction, when I don't know what I'm working towards. And so when I don't have a set direction long term, I set short-term goals and short-term desires. Like even as far as saying, like if I'm feeling that way, like I'll be like, okay, well, I'm gonna clean my house tomorrow, or I'm gonna get rid of stuff that I don't use anymore, or I'm gonna paint because that's like something that fulfills me. That is the long answer to my question. I am trying to get a job in my field. I've been graduated for going on 2 years now, and it's a very difficult job market out there. It's scary and it's disappointing, and I feel for people who like they really need a job. I need a job, but we can live without me having one at this point. It's just that like in order to achieve some of the things that I want to achieve, I would really like a job. But all in God's timing, that will happen when it happens. I studied graphic information technology, and with a major, like my main focus was front-end web development and design, and I ended up figuring out that I wasn't taught like everything that I needed to be taught in order to get a job in what I really wanted, which is front-end like design, so app design and website design. Particularly user interface design with some user experience involved. So yeah, I took it upon myself to further educate myself. Like I've done a boot camp, and then I just do a lot of like self-led projects, and now I'm volunteering at the college here where I live, and doing some user interface consultancy and learning from the UX research team. So that's what I'm up to right now. I'm really thankful for that opportunity, and just excited to see kind of like what comes. Really hoping I do get a job, but yeah, we'll see what comes of that. So this next one kind of made me giggle when I read it. Are you kind of a health person? Yes, I would consider myself kind of a health person. I am, you could call me semi-crunchy. I feel like there's a spectrum to crunchiness. We like almost never eat fast food. When we do, like it's gotta be In-N-Out. I freaking love In-N-Out. I miss it so much. Oh, how I miss In-N-Out. So that's like a fun treat that we get when we go out to California. For the most part, I try to avoid eating gluten like out at restaurants and stuff, because if you don't know, like wheat has been genetically modified so severely, and your body just can't like process it very well. So even if you're not allergic to it, which I am not allergic to it, but everybody is sensitive to it just because like our guts can't handle its breakdown. So I really like, if I eat gluten, like we make a lot of stuff from home, so we'll make sourdough bread, and then like my husband makes flour tortillas from like this organic unbleached flour that we get. So we just try to be very intentional. Sourdough is like one of the definitely better things for you when it comes to gluten, because it's fermented, so it's much easier on your gut, and it helps you break down things. And there's also some like probiotics in it, good bacteria in it that help your immune system. And like even when moms nurse, if they're eating sourdough, it gets like pulled through the boob when you're nursing, and it can help prevent breast cancer, which I learned I don't know, somewhat recently. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's just good for you. So we make sourdough. If I eat gluten, I try to mostly eat it at home. That way I know all the ingredients. Don't be eating yoga mat bread. You know, they literally put like, I don't even know what it is because I can't, but they put I don't know if it's like surfactants or like, it's literally like the mushy stuff that they put in yoga mats, like toxic yoga mats, they put in the bread to make it not go bad and to like have this like soft squishy quality. So don't be eating that. We get Dave's bread when we eat gluten bread, and I really like that. Every ingredient is organic and it's got like a lot of fiber in it and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my little gluten rant. A lot of people in my family are allergic to gluten, like they have celiac and stuff, so I'm like a little bit more attuned to that sort of thing. But other than that, yeah, I definitely try, like I'm much more on the holistic side of things. Like I think it's important to preventatively take care of your body, getting sunlight, grounding yourself. Me being from the beach, like just going to the beach, like the ocean has so much magnesium. I think it's magnesium dioxide or magnesium oxide, something like that. And it's just like the ultimate grounding. Like like the ultimate way to ground yourself is in the ocean, in the salt water. So I love that. I crave that. I really miss that. Whenever I'm there, I just spend as much time in the ocean as possible and on the sand barefoot, and in the sun. And yeah, this is such a, I feel like it's such a big question just because I could go into it a lot, but long story short, not that this has been short, but yes, I would consider myself a health person, semi-crunchy, probably like more crunchy than the average Joe or Josephina, but I'm not like as hardcore as some people that I know. But yeah, if you have questions about health sort of things, like I can answer those at different times, like throughout my vlogs, and I can recommend products and all that good stuff. But that's my quick overview for that. I think this video is getting a little long, so I'm gonna wrap it up soon. But I'll do like one or two more questions. What gives you a dopamine high? I would say eating delicious food definitely gives me a dopamine high. I love food, and my husband, he was a chef and a pastry chef, and he loves to cook. Like it's his passion, so I definitely am rewarded on the receiving end of that. I enjoy cooking too, and I enjoy baking, so it's kind of fun that we're a household that like cooks most of our food. We cook basically everything. Like we rarely go out. Even when we do go out, I always say it's just for the ambiance, because my husband's food is like so much better than anything that we get at a restaurant, unless we're like, I mean, even if it's a nice restaurant, like his food is on par with that. So I don't know, we don't go out a ton. What else gives me a dopamine high? Home decor. Like I love decorating, and my house is like, it's getting there, but like, is it ever really there? When you love to decorate, like I feel like you just kind of, with each season, you kind of get new little fun things and just kind of continue to make your house your home and make it unique. And so yeah, I don't know, home decor, food, obviously like being in my hometown, that's like major dopamine. I love going home and seeing the ocean. I think having a good routine, which has been hard to find since I moved, because I have a good routine. back in California in my hometown, I would walk on the beach most mornings. And that's just very centering, gives me time to like think and pray and just connect with myself and my thoughts. So yeah, I do come up with routines here away, like you have to adapt, but my best routine is when I'm at home. And I think having that good routine, just feeling like you're in a groove, like it's very, I don't know if it's a dopamine high, but it's very satisfying and very fulfilling, I would say. We'll just end on a fun little short note. The question is, what's your favorite season? My favorite season is fall. I'm an October baby. My birthday's October 3rd. So I love the fall. I love it. I love the colors. Even in my hometown, like on the beach, like you can still go to the beach in the fall because the water's still pretty warm in October, September, October. And the sunsets are really pretty, like really pretty. I love the sunsets in October. And yeah, I mean, I love summer. It's very fun. I love being outside. I love being outside. So summer is good for that. Spring's also really nice. I mean, I'm just throwing out all the seasons. When I'm not at home, like, and even when I am, like, winter's just not my favorite season, but at home it's more doable just because like the weather doesn't get too cold or crazy. But I do like snow. I think it's very pretty. But yeah, just in general, I would say my favorite season is fall, and I also love summer just for the ability to be outside all the time. And fall's nice too because then it's not too hot, but you can still also be outside a lot. So that is my get to know me while I'm painting. I feel like this is a little bit overdue just because I've been doing this for a few months now, been doing YouTube for a few months now. Thank you so much for being here and wanting to get to know me a little bit more. I love that, and I love feeling like we're friends and I have like a community here. You know, I love to hear from you guys, and I look forward to growing more this year. I know I'm like still super new doing this, but the fact that someone asked for get to know me, like, that made my heart smile because, like, thank you for wanting to get to know me. That's so sweet. And I want to know you guys too, so comment so I can get to know you more. I just really appreciate you. If you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe, and we're gonna just have a fun year. I'm looking forward to this year. I have a lot of growth that I want to do personally, and I just think that like when we have a community, it's so much more fun and uplifting. I hope that you guys will be kind and uplifting with me, with others, and with yourselves. And yeah, just thank you so much for being here. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.